So the all-new Mitsubishi Triton is finally here. As per tradition on the channel, it's time to do another variants rank video. It comes in 4 variants: the GL, the GLX, the GLS, and the Athlete. If you add the manual and 4x4 configurations of each variant, then it goes up to a total of 7 configurations. Now, it's a tradition on this channel that every time a new pickup is released, we rank its different variants. So in this video, we're going to rank the different variants of the Triton based on how they compare to other variants and how they compare to other brands. Now, pickups started off as workhorses, but they're no longer just that. They're now all-around vehicles. People use them for work and also for daily transportation. Now, I will judge the variants from the perspective of someone who's looking for a daily vehicle that they can also use for work. Now, before we rank the different variants, let's first talk about the Triton as a platform. The Triton rides on an all-new platform. It has a new chassis, new engine, new everything. And it's much better than the previous Gen Strada in almost every way. In terms of noise insulation, it's better than the pre-facelift Dmax, the BT50, and the Hilux. In terms of ride quality, I think it's within the top 3, with the Ranger and the Navara. In terms of cargo space, it has the second biggest bed next to the Ranger. Now, it doesn't score high when it comes to tech, and we'll get into that later. The lower variants, the GL, the GLX, and the GLS, are similar mechanically. They all get a 2.4-liter single-turbo engine that puts out 181 horsepower and 430 Nm of torque. They also all come with hydraulic steering. The Athlete is different from the bunch in that it comes with a more powerful dual-turbo engine that puts out 201 horsepower and 470 Nm of torque. It also comes with an electronic power steering system, which makes the steering lighter than the lower variants. The GL and GLX come in manual and automatic configurations. They also come in both 4x2 and 4x4 configurations. But the 4x4 variants only come in manual. If you want an automatic 4x4, you'll have to get the Athlete. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's rank the different variants. At last place is the GL and all of its configurations. The GL is the base variant, and looking at it on the inside and the outside, you can tell right away that it is. It comes with steelies. It has no stepboards, no infotainment screen, plenty of unpainted black plastic on the exterior, and it has no rear bumper. Now, I can see that this might work for those who are looking for a work truck and don't care so much about creature comforts. But as something that you would have to live with on a daily basis, the cost cutting here is just too blatant. And you'll always be reminded that you're in the cheapest variant. You're spending over $1 million anyway. I'd say you might as well spend the extra $177,000 and get the GLX. Now, the Athlete is a pretty good truck. But one of the criteria for how we judge the variants is how they compare to pickups from other brands. And by that measure, it falls a bit short in terms of features. It lacks lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control. Now, adaptive cruise control is a feature that comes as standard in almost all of its competitors. Among its competitors, only the Navara does not come with adaptive cruise control. Now, like I said in my review, it's a feature that you will either really appreciate or not use at all, depending on how much you trust technology. If you have no use for adaptive cruise control, then bump it up by 2 notches. I happen to really appreciate adaptive cruise control, especially on long road trips, and I wish the Athlete came with that feature. For a top-of-the-line model, I also wish that it came with an assisted liftgate and rear disc brakes. The Athlete is 327,000 pesos more expensive than the next most expensive variant, the GLS 4x2. And for that price difference, you get an electronic power steering system, a more powerful dual-stage turbo engine. The Athlete is also the only automatic 4x4 variant of the Triton. So if you want a 4x4 automatic Triton, this is your only option. Before we proceed with our list, let's hear from our sponsor for today. Introducing the AutoSport Mobility Scooter.
the world's most innovative mobility scooter. It folds into a small suitcase size, and it has wheels so you can move it around like a trolley. It separates into two parts. It has leather seats and grips, an illuminated LCD dashboard, enhanced lighting for extra visibility. You can install optional armrests. It's perfect for seniors as it's easy to lift and unfolds in seconds. It has a maximum speed of 10 kph, shock-absorbing flat-free tires, high ground clearance, advanced braking system. Be free to travel anywhere, land, sea, or air. It has 20 kilometers of continuous driving range. Engineered with flair, designed with passion for performance. Be active, be free, be yourself. Atto Sport, moving life.
And next is the Triton GLS. The GLS is the second most expensive variant of the Triton next to the Athlete. It sells for 1.58 million pesos. And at that price, it does have some stiff competition. It does get a 360 camera, but it still gets manually adjustable fabric seats and no air vents. Its price of 1.582 million pesos is just 22,000 pesos less than the Ranger Wildtrak 4x2, which is much better equipped with power leather seats, rear air vents, rear disc brakes, and a more modern looking interior. It's also just 32,000 pesos less than the Ranger Sport 4x4, which aside from being a 4x4 model also has leather seats. It's just about as loaded as the new Dmax LSA, but it's priced quite a bit more. So yeah, the GLS is a good variant, but it's not the most well-equipped in its price bracket. Now 200,000 pesos separates the GLS two-wheel drive automatic from the GLX two-wheel drive automatic. And for that price difference, you get dual zone climate control, LED headlamps, a slightly bigger 9-inch screen, a 360 camera, and a push start button. At first place is the GLX 4x2. The GLX is priced at 1.383 million pesos. It's in first place because at that price, while it doesn't blow the competition out of the water in terms of features, it doesn't lag too far behind either. It has fabric seats, but that's okay because its competitors also come with fabric seats. It comes with a reverse camera, an 8-inch screen with Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. It also comes with power folding side mirrors, which is a rarity in this price bracket. The GLX Automatic 4x2 is 249,000 pesos more expensive than the GL Manual 4x2. And for that price difference, you get an automatic option. As the GL only comes as a manual, you get fog lamps, power folding side mirrors, a tailgate lock, a rear bumper, side steps, 18-inch alloy wheels, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, an 8-inch infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a reverse camera. Now with all that said, this ranking is based on measures that may not apply to everybody. Some features may not be useful to everyone, so it's important to know which features you need and how much you're willing to pay for them. Features like assisted liftgates, bed liners, speakers, wheels, and tires can be easily installed or upgraded later on. But certain things aren't as easy to upgrade. And it's important that you put some thought into these features because you're pretty much stuck with them for the rest of the car's life. For example, the headlamps. Now, installing LED bulbs and reflector type headlamps is not going to be ideal, and retrofitting an entire headlamp assembly is going to be expensive. The seat material is also important. Leather is always easier to clean, especially when it comes to fluid spills. It also makes the interior feel a lot more upmarket. It's not something that's easy to upgrade. You can opt for leather seat covers, but it's not going to look as good or as tight as actual leather wrap seats. Rear air vents are also an important factor for a tropical country like ours. And you also can't install ADAS features later on. So figure out how important these features are to you and how much you're willing to pay for them. Yes, LED headlights would be nice, but are you willing to pay an extra $200,000 for them? If so, get the variant that has that feature. If not, go a variant below.